Chers amis d'Africa 21, bonsoir depuis le pavillon Afrique de la COP27 à Sharm El-Sheikh. Nassim Oulman de la CEA avec vous. Dear friends from the Africa 21 network, very happy to have you again for the fifth time tonight, live from the Africa pavilion at COP27 in Sharm El-Sheikh. I'm really happy this evening to have with us two persons, and here on my right, James Murambezi, who is the head of the African Climate Policy Center, and he's following very closely the negotiations, so he will give us an update. Donc James va partager avec nous plus que des impressions, il suit de très près les négociations avec le groupe africain des négociateurs. Et Rowan, on my left, she's a young economist, Egyptian economist, member of the network of few young economists related to ECA and EDEP, more particularly. And Rowan, you will share with us also your views, what were your expectations from the COP as a young economist. We start with the briefing. So, donc, on commence avec le briefing de James, and then Rowan also will share with us her questions. James, so today, I mean, the negotiations had started, of course, long time ago, but at COP, since now more than 5 days, sorry. And today we are Friday, and where are we exactly? What are your feeling?
Actually, you are right, more than 5 years, because the Paris Agreement was in 2015. The negotiation is at this stage about the operationalization of key aspects of the Paris Agreement. But at COP27, and as of today, what is happening is the different co-chairs of the different thematic negotiations are finalizing text, which is going to be submitted to the co-facilitators of the COP. In terms of the calendar, this text should be submitted by tomorrow, so that the CMA 4, that is the COP meeting as that is the Paris Agreement, actually start the negotiations on Monday. Now,
raise your voice a little bit. I don't.
They are, and I'm going to speak from an African perspective because there are many negotiations that are happening. Key priorities for Africa, as you know, are from focused on climate finance, focused on adaptation, focused on loss and damage, as well as on the global goal on adaptation. And this COP is also preparing for the global stocktake, which is going to begin in 2023. In terms of status, so on finance, the real issues are around the collective quantitative goal on finance. This includes a lot of issues from the $100 billion a year, the different types of finance that are available through the Paris Agreement mechanisms, such as the Green Climate Fund, GEF, the Adaptation Fund, and so on, but also on how contributions from market mechanisms, such as Article 6 mechanisms, can contribute towards that quantified goal. And the whole objective is to have a global agreement on how much financial resources can be made to support climate action. In terms of adaptation, the negotiation text is, of course, focusing on the global goal on adaptation, GGA, and also there is a plethora of issues to be resolved, including how can you have a collective global goal which looks at the impact of all of the individual adaptation actions at a global level. What are the metrics? How do you measure? How do you even define adaptation actions? And also how to finance those actions in order to support the achievement of the global goal. On loss and damage, and I think this is perhaps the most problematic, most difficult negotiation. Decision in the institutional mechanism to develop ways of implementing the also international mechanism of loss and damage, and also to identify where that institution is going to be located in terms of an existing institution rather than creating a new institution. And then once we have resolved that, to begin discussions about how you are going to define who pays, how much is going to be paid, what is the quantum of damages, and so on. And then, of course, there is the preparations for the global stock take, which begins in 2023. Again, a lot of the discussions currently are about procedural issues, how to take stock of the impact of all of the nationally determined contributions as of 2023 in terms of the impacts of NDCs on the possibility of achieving 1.5 degrees. These are the key issues, and these are sort of course, the status of negotiations on each of these texts is different depending on the complexities. Some of them may probably not even be resolved at this COP, and may be taken forward to the mid-sessional discussions in Bonn in June. Others may be resolved here. But I sense that there is some optimism that this COP is in fact going to result in implementation of very concrete steps towards the finalization of the implementation arrangements for the Paris Agreement. So, Nassim, this is where we are.
Okay, yeah, thanks, James, for that. I mean, many information on the main issues. Donc, beaucoup d'informations sur les principales questions discutées, sur le financement, les responsabilités en matière de financement, sur les pertes et dommages. Je ne suis même pas totalement sûr si c'est bien dommage en français, mais en tout cas, on comprend bien le sens. Hein, et là, c'est peut-être le sujet le plus compliqué, mais qui est un des plus importants, si ce n'est plus important pour les pays africains, parce que c'est le continent qui est le plus touché. Donc, pouvoir quantifier quels sont les éléments qui vont permettre de quantifier de manière très précise ces pertes. Donc, c'est une discussion, une négociation qui est très ardue, qui est très compliquée. Mais également l'état de l'impact des indices, des contributions nationales, et aussi la dimension adaptation au niveau global. Mais on va y revenir avec des questions peut-être un peu plus précises. Pardon? Yeah. Mais d'abord, on donne la parole à Rowan, and then on va passer aux questions. So, from your perspective as a young economist, how do you see current negotiations, and what were your expectations, and how you see what would be for you the role of young economists in this kind of not only negotiations, but just to establish the African priorities, all this kind of thing. Anyway, share with us your views on that.
Okay, let me first introduce myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I am Rowan Mukhadeen. I am the assistant manager of the Foreign Affairs Department at the Arab Department, League of Arab States. I am economist. I have a master's degree in Green economy. I have been chosen to be a member at the Network of Young Economists by Economic Commission for Africa. It was a recommendation from my Ministry of Economic and my Ministry of Planning and Economic Development here in Cairo, in partnership with the UN. I'm so glad to be here with you, with Dr. James and you, Dr. Nassim, and all my other colleagues. Okay, let me first explain that this COP is exceptional by all means. It's the first time to hold COP in an African country, which is Egypt, representative of the Africa continent. The main objective of COP27, in my opinion, or the main target, is to achieve the climate justice. As the developed countries, they are the main responsible about pollution, about global warming, and about all climate change or all the crisis that we all suffer from today. And today we're talking about the climate justice in less developed countries, which is my continent is from this category. I think that the negotiations will come up to an end or to a result that to maintain or help the other countries to mitigate or adaptation to the climate change by providing them, let's say, somehow of technical support and financial support. And this is the first goal to have the fund financing pillar in its agenda. And I think it's all about achieve the climate justice. And that's all.
Thank you very much, Ron. Donc, vraiment, ça nous permet encore une fois de mettre l'accent sur la nécessité d'avoir des chiffres précis et l'importance pour les pays africains de bien déterminer que ce soit les loss of damages, que ce soit le besoin en financement, que ce soit les besoins en adaptation, effectivement, pour pouvoir passer, et ça répond à une des questions, pour pouvoir passer à la mise en œuvre, à l'implémentation concrète. Il faut avoir une connaissance très précise et très fine des besoins, parce que pour pouvoir les financer, ce n'est que comme ça qu'on arrive à aller d'avant. Il y a un certain nombre de questions, je vois en ligne. And let me ask James. I see two main questions about, and very interesting questions about after this week, this first week of negotiation, do we still have a united position, unity among the African countries, or do we see different positions? So this is the first one. And is there something concrete after 5 days?
Well, firstly, let me say, as you correctly point out, that this meeting is on African soil. There's always been the ambition of the COP presidency to ensure that there is an outcome which addresses the concerns of African countries. So there is a lot of work that is being done to ensure that Africa continues to negotiate with one voice. The African negotiations are led by the Africa group of negotiators. Egypt has got two roles here. One is Egypt is the presidency of the COP, the World COP. But at the same time, Egypt is an African country. And so Egypt is also supporting on the part of the African group of negotiators, while at the same time they are managing the rest of the COP. So from the perspective of the African group of negotiators, and I think we also need to understand the COP process. This week is really about all parties agreeing on what is going to be in the actual negotiations, which start on Monday. So this whole week has been about text, the legal negotiating text. And I think there are many achievements that have been made to ensure that the text is available and ready for negotiations starting on Monday. The second issue is to recognize that in addition to the formal negotiations, there is a huge knowledge marketplace. There are many hundreds of side events that have already been convened during the last 5 days. And those side events have constituted in presenting the latest scientific knowledge about climate change, sharing information and experiences of implementing the climate response, and engaging all stakeholders. So we have a large variety of stakeholders, including indigenous people, the youth, researchers, the private sector, international organizations, NGOs. So there's been a lot of knowledge that has been generated. I personally have not been able to keep up with the intensity of debate that has been happening, but it has been a very rich experience, a very enriching experience. And I hope that everyone in the network can be able to access some of the very important products, knowledge products that are coming out of this COP. Thank you.
Thanks. Merci beaucoup, James, et surtout pour avoir précisé comment se passent les négociations, les discussions à la COP, et que cette première semaine, il s'agissait de se mettre d'accord sur ce sur quoi une négociation allait porter la deuxième semaine. Donc, ce n'est que la fin de la deuxième semaine qu'on aura une idée très claire de qu'est-ce qui a été atteint avec les négociations, et est-ce que ce qui a été atteint correspond aux besoins et aux positions affichées par le groupe africain. Donc là, encore une fois, de nombreuses autour, je veux dire, des négociations, on a eu de nombreuses occasions de bien mesurer les positions africaines, donc elles sont très bien connues par rapport on a une certaine unité au niveau global de la position. On ne sent pas, en tout cas, on n'a pas pu sentir des positions différentes. Bien entendu, sur des questions très précises, il peut y avoir certaines différences, mais qui globalement se rejoignent et de manière fondamentale sur des questions fondamentales pour l'ensemble du continent. Now, let me ask, so Rowan, in the future, I mean, what would be from your perspective again, as an economist, the recommendations and solutions to move forward after Sharm el-Sheikh?
First of all, I would like to talk about or to handle this issue about Africa, not only Egypt. I believe that the main condition or solution of the climate change is to adapt resilient economies or economies in our continent. We have to adapt to green transition, green energy, green economy, and we have to adapt the macroeconomics of the climate change. We also have to be more supportive to each other. I think that, and if my professor, Dr. James, accepted that with me, we have to unify our efforts as a continent, not only each single country. No, we have to talk, we have to make this issue a regional issue, not only individual issue. And I don't know if Dr. James is is agreed with my point of view or not.
I'm fully
yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can take the floor.
No,
You can take the floor first, and then I will.
I think that you highlighted a crucial issue, which is the continental position, and the need to develop new tools macroeconomics. I mean, macroeconomics of climate change to really assess correctly and also try to prepare the future with the right tools. Because we are changing. I mean, the economics of the 21st century is totally different compared to the but we are changing a paradigm. This is a total disruption, and we need to change the way we are. I don't think that we talk about growth in the future. We will talk about collective prosperity. Yes. This is we need the tools for us to have this collective prosperity that includes the good health for nature.
Yes.
Last word in the 10 seconds, Rowan.
Last word, I may say that we have to take an advantage of the 19 initiative by ECA. It's a 19 green initiative about sustainable development. It's 2030 or 2063. Okay, we have to tackle the development issues in Africa in a green way or a green perspective. We have to apply the macroeconomics of climate change as IMF and the World Bank. I think that it will help us if we maintain these approach. We have to we have to reduce our waste. We have to many thanks. I don't want to forget either anyone, but my main recommendation is the regional cooperation between all the 54 African countries. This is the main solution. I think that I believe in that.
Thanks, Rowan. No, it's really important to keep the unity of the African countries.
Yes.
Dr. James, and Nemo.
Well, I think in all fairness, Rowan should have the last word, because what she points out is exactly some of the issues that have been discussed in the knowledge marketplace. All of the side events have actually been trying to answer this question. What kinds of new information are required to be applied to ensure that in fact the agreement becomes cooperation? And there are a lot of debates around new institutions, new economics and so on. But ultimately, we need to explore ways of empowering young people, because it is they who are going to have to ensure that this agreement becomes successful. So you should have the last word.
Okay, I just want to highlight that when we are talking about green economy, we aren't talking about only green technology or green renewable energies. I think it's about green state, green mindset, and green culture, green awareness, and also green jobs. Or if you are agree with me, green investments, and also green stock market. Yes, let's go green in all the means. And I believe that the young environment, as my Dr. James mentioned, young environment and women empowerment, I think this is a very, a very proper solution. And also I want to highlight an issue too that encourage SMEs in the African countries, as we have many natural resources and we have very, let's say, that clever scientists all over the world. So we have to, encourage these scientists and researchers to come to Africa and invest in their continents and in their countries.
Thank you, Rowan. Donc, on comprend bien que c'est un changement complet de paradigme dont on parle. Et encore une fois, il est très important que là, on a parlé beaucoup d'économie du futur et de ce qu'il faut mettre en place autour pour pouvoir mener cette transformation vers une nouvelle prospérité, mais surtout une prospérité partagée. Amis d'Africa 21, ce soir, je crois qu'on a eu beaucoup d'éléments et ont été patients avec nous, et à très bientôt. Bye bye.
Bonne soirée à tous.
Thank you.
Merci, au revoir.
So you can run.